everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marie D. I am here again with some advice for any OnlyFans creators out there or wherever you like to sell your content online. If you have never seen any of my videos before, please go and watch them either after this or before this, because it will definitely give you a good idea of my background in the industry and what I like to talk about here on my channel. My channel is all about personal advice that I truly believe in and that I follow. Although it might not be one size fits all, I do think there's something that everybody can take of value from my videos. Just please note that my experience might be different than yours. I wanted today to talk about how to interact with subs, to keep them subscribing, and how to interact with subs in a way that will increase your income. And I'm also going to be talking about how I price my content on OnlyFans. So let's get into this video. It shouldn't be that long because this is going to be a video where you're going to have to really apply it personally to yourself. Not only to yourself as in who you are on OnlyFans, but just your comfort level, right? So something I might be more comfortable pricing low, you might only be comfortable pricing it high. So we're gonna go really loose with the pricing and things like that, but I really wanna talk about interacting with subs as far as messaging, free gifts, getting them to keep that rebill on, and then also getting them to buy your pay-per-view content. On top of that, we're gonna go into the pricing a little bit as well. As a reminder, I do run a creator advice blog. It is on Fansly. I have a new username for it. I actually just changed it yesterday. It is called Marie D Creator Advice now on Fansly. The link is still below. It always has been. I have updated it successfully on all the videos. If it's not working somewhere, it is just fansly.com/Marie D Creator Advice. That blog is something that I'm extremely proud of. A brief synopsis of what you can get out of that blog, besides the hundreds of organized posts that I have already existing for you to instantly get access to after you pay $15. You also get lifetime access to our Discord group of creators, just a bunch of creators bouncing ideas off of each other and trends and TikTok and Reels and things like that. You also get a retweet from me on Twitter. You get access to my OnlyFans profile, a free PPV video if you would like to view it as an example, and you get direct Q&A with me. So if you have a direct question for me, please subscribe to my Fansly blog to ask me. I just ask that you do that because I have so many inquiries every day that I have to dedicate myself to my paid subscribers, whether you're one of my paid subscribers from OnlyFans or from Fansly. Let's go ahead and get into this video. The first topic we're going to be talking about is how I interact with my subscribers in direct messages. So whenever you pay $8.99 to get access to my OnlyFans profile, I make sure to have on my profile prior to them subscribing that they know that they get access to message me. Some creators, even though you subscribe, if they're a really large creator, they won't necessarily message you back, which is understandable. They probably have hundreds of thousands paying subscribers. Wish that were me. I want people to know they can message me. That does come with the subscription price, that $8.99. However, how much I message a subscriber depends on two things. The first thing it depends on is if they are tipping me or not. If they are tipping me, I'm going to make an effort to go on and answer their message, even if it's not a normal messaging time for me, because I want to give that subscriber extra attention. They're giving me a tip. They're appreciating me for my time and my work, and I'm going to reciprocate that effort to them. The number two factor that's going to affect how often I message back a subscriber is if they buy my pay-per-view content. So if they're not just randomly tipping me, that's fine. But if I, have sent them 20 videos over the last 3 months and they haven't unlocked any of them, they're not going to be getting that little extra special attention that I do give the people who unlock everything I send them, or at least unlock maybe half of it, whatever they can, So the reason I say this is because I don't want anyone to think that I'm not going to message you if you can't afford to tip me or buy my content. I understand that. As a business owner, which is what I am on OnlyFans, I just have to put my efforts and energy into what is bringing me the most income, right? It is simply a business decision. It is nothing personal. So subscribers like that are what I interact with the most. I do special things for them. I'll send them audio notes. I'll send them custom videos. Even though I don't make customs normally, if they have tipped me over a certain amount, for me personally, once someone has tipped me over $1,000 within the first couple months, they are automatically on a special list that nobody knows about. My subscribers don't even know about. They only know about it if they're on it, because it's a very small amount of people. They will get custom videos of me. If I'm on a content shoot, I will, and if they've disclosed their name to me, I'll use their name, and I'll make sure to send them little special videos and do things like that. But other than that, I can do something really simple for maybe those who don't tip as much but have shown an effort to really be generous towards me. I'll send them audio notes. I'll remember things about them just like I would like in a real life friendship, right? Because that's what it is to me. I really take my relationship with my subscribers personally, and I really enjoy, I would say 90% of them. There are unfortunately some really rude people on OnlyFans. There are some people who will subscribe basically just to talk shit to you. It's absolutely insane, but that will happen, and that's normal too, and do not let that get to you. Either restrict them or block and refund them. But yeah, that is going to depend on how much I message my subscribers back. The second kind of category of messaging I do would be just my day-to-day messaging. So if a subscriber is just a normal subscriber, maybe they've bought a couple videos, maybe they haven't, maybe they have tipped me once or twice, maybe they haven't, it doesn't matter. If you are a subscriber on my OnlyFans, you will receive a reply to me once or twice a day. So Monday through Friday, my typical routine is AM and PM. I will reply to my non-tip messages in the morning and then at night. So I'll make sure to get through all of them. As a pretty popular creator, it is a lot of work. I'll spend a morning, sometimes over an hour answering messages, especially if I'm going viral, which I am right now, which is awesome, on Instagram Reels. I'll make sure to make a video all about Instagram Reels soon because that's been my cash cow lately. So depending on how busy I am, it is a lot of work to answer those messages AM and PM, but I do think it's important with my subscription price. Even though I am a lower price subscription creator, I do think that that comes with what the subscriber is paying to do and to see, is to message me. Another reason I think it's important is because I think it's authentic. I get to really connect with people in there, and I think that's another reason why I have so many people with Rebill on, because people feel like they really get to connect with me, because you'll never get a message back from me on Instagram, on Twitter, on wherever, TikTok. I don't even know if you can message on TikTok, but that's how far away I am from public DMs. I suggest the same for you. They know it's the only place they'll ever get a response from me. So that's another reason that I prioritize it, and I make sure to do it at least twice a day for non-tippers. And then just always make sure, if you have a really generous subscriber, form a friendship with them. It doesn't have to be weird. Be safe, be cautious, do what you're comfortable with. But at the same time, it's just like any business. If you have a customer who comes in every week to your bakery and buys a really expensive cake every week, there's gonna be weeks where you give him 2 cakes and you don't charge him anymore because you know he's gonna come back and buy another cake. In our scenario, our cake is our booty, okay? But seriously, just make sure to treat the subscribers that are very respectful to you, treat them with respect back, treat them with kindness, give them extra gifts, form that friendship with them, and it always pays off. And it really just gives you something to look forward to on the platform whenever you know you have those regulars. Because if you've been in the restaurant industry like I have, I think a lot of creators on OnlyFans, I think we've all been in the restaurant industry. It's like those regulars, they really do brighten your day. You know they're gonna tip you well, and it is really essentially kind of like the same idea. So that's my number one way that I enjoy my messaging and I make the most out of it. So other than that, just remember to answer your messages twice a day if you're trying to kind of follow my protocols. AM and PM, prioritize those tippers, make sure to get back to them as soon as possible. Over the weekend, I would say I still try to do twice a day. On Sunday afternoons, I'll usually take a break. So it's a full-time job, y'all, but that's how I do that. The second subject of this video is going to be how to get your subscribers to keep Rebill on. So my favorite tactic that I've talked about a few times now to keep subscribers to keep Rebill on is going to be doing that renew on gift, which I think is a very, very commonly used tactic in the OnlyFans world, but I've just recently kind of changed up how I do it. So let me kind of get into that. So my Rebill gifts now, I do them in a way where I will send them an extremely personal sounding message, but it will only go out to those with renew on. Keep in mind, renew on and Rebill on are synonymous. So they're the same thing. If it gets confusing, I'm sorry. I just kind of tend to interchange them. So essentially this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna do it in a very practical way so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. So every week I try to send a renew on gift. I like it to be a short video, maybe 30 seconds long, and I like it to show my kitty because I don't post very much content with that on my wall. Even though my wall is full nude, you can still see my kitty, but I like it to be a little bit more of a naughty prize, like a little naughty treat, right? So my full nude video is going to be the gift that I am sending to my renew on subscribers, right? So this is going to be done by sending out a mass message, and whenever you go onto the OnlyFans platform, you click renew on whenever you're sending that message and it will only go out to them. But rather than putting a caption like, thank you for having renew on, I really appreciate you, I put a caption that sounds really, really personal. It sounds like it is just going to their inbox, not to everybody's. So I'll say something like this. One that I recently sent out was like, this was a little bit too naughty for my timeline, but I wanted to send it to you. That way, they're still being rewarded for having renew on, but at the same time, it feels like a personalized interaction and it's still a reward for them. So they're like, wow, like I'm gonna stick around because I like getting these personalized messages. And then it's nice because it does start up a conversation. You can touch base with the subscriber if they liked the gift and everything like that. So once again, another way to form and solidify that relationship. Then what I do is I'll go back to creating a pay-per-view mass message, but instead I'll click to renew off. So I'll send a mass message to everybody with renew off, and it will be the same video, but it will be locked for a very low price, like $3 or $4. And it will say something like, if you decide to turn renew on, let me know and I'll send you this for free. Very simple. If they don't want to turn renew on, that's totally fine. No pressure. But just so they know, like I am sending out gifts every week for people who have renew on. That's how I do my rebill on subscriptions. I also like to let people know that just right in my welcome message. In my welcome message, it says, you will be receiving a free full nude gift every week if you have renew on. That's another way to go ahead and get a subscriber to turn renew on. Besides having subscribers with renew on who are tipping you and interacting with you and enjoying your gifts, you're going to want a subscriber to buy your PPV and tip menu content. So that is why the third subject of this video is going to be how I personally price my pay-per-view content on OnlyFans. Okay, so for this portion of the video, I want you to take everything I say with a grain of salt. I want to disclose that my pricing will not work for you exactly, for sure. It depends on your comfort level, it depends on your style of content, and it depends on your audience. So I don't recommend going on YouTube in general and being like, how do you price your OnlyFans content? That's not gonna be the route you wanna take. First of all, you wanna decide how much to price your content on based on one thing in particular. And this goes back to supply chain and everything that has to do with economics, right? Is the demand for your content. If you're a small creator, nobody has ever seen you, you don't have many followers, you don't have the notoriety that some of these creators are gonna do, you're going to want to price your content accordingly. Let's give an example, because I hate to hurt feelings and I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I also find myself to be a more straightforward person. So let's put it like this. Say that there is something happens in nature and there is an oversupply of apples. Apples are everywhere. You walk around and you step on an apple, you sit down, you sit on an apple, okay? There's apples everywhere, right? You start a business selling apples. How much are you gonna price your apples? High or low? You're gonna price them low because you want them to sell, and everybody has apples right now, right? But say that you are one of the only people who knows how to grow mangoes. How much are your mangoes gonna be? They're gonna be more expensive, right? Because everybody wants them, nobody can have them, etc., etc. So the more you work towards gaining notoriety, gaining popularity, gaining followers, becoming more of a celebrity, whatever you want to call it, which I know is maybe not what you want to do in this industry. Unfortunately, in this industry, you have to kind of become famous to really succeed for a few reasons. The number one reason is demand. So the demand for mangoes is higher. There's 1,000,001 OnlyFans girls, but there's only one you, right? So you have to make yourself a mango in a room full of apples. You have to build up your notoriety and increase the demand for your content. I think someone who did this beautifully is Belle Delphine. People, I think, would pay $3,000 for one of her toenail clippings. And then Amaranth is someone I always have looked up to, which you guys know, I've talked about her before. I recently started a try-on channel on YouTube just basically based off of her and seeing what she does. She's really awesome. People would, do anything to see their content. However, they still have balanced that with reasonableness. Like you'll go to Amaranth's Fansly, which is what I have looked at for her, and she sells her sex tapes for around $30, okay? So I want you to go to your favorite creator that you think might be around your notoriety level. And followers does not matter, okay? I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying you have to look at the bigger picture when it comes to demand. This is simply a factor of demand. So for myself, I noticed that I had already established a personal brand, even though I didn't have a lot of followers. I already established a personal brand for myself where I was never going to sell this type of content. So when I did start selling it, I could sell a 2-minute video clip for $69. And I still do that to this day. So that is why I'm not gonna go too far into exact numbers when I talk about pricing, okay? I want to talk to you about the fact that if you are not comfortable with a certain price, sell it for a different price. If it is something that you hold near and dear to your heart, sell it for a higher price. If it is something that you don't care if it's on your wall, if it's on Twitter, blah, 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 sell it on a lower price. You're gonna have to create a system for yourself as far as the type of content that you wanna sell for the price you wanna sell it, and keep in sales mind, all right? Keep sales in mind, okay? So that's my spiel on pricing your content. I really recommend checking out other OnlyFans subscribers and seeing what they're pricing their content. To give you guys an example, just so you guys can have some numbers, for me, sex tapes are $50 and above. That's just what I can sell my content at, so that's what I do sell my content at. If someone is generous and they send me a tip for that amount, I'll send them that type of video and then I'll send them a gift. It will be like a 4K striptease. That's what I like to do. So I always give gifts to people who are super generous to me. If it's a photo bundle, those need to be less expensive. Those can be $10 to $15, $20, things like that. If it is a solo video, I would also lower the price compared to sex videos. So for me, a solo video could be anywhere from $30 to $40 or something like that. And then if it's content with another creator, you can up the price because that creator has created demand for the content too. So you can charge anywhere from $45 up to $100 for these things. I believe the most you can send one message out on OnlyFans is for $100. So just keep that in mind. You have to split up your content if you're gonna price things higher than that. For custom content, I would ask for the half of the money up front before you make the content so that you know they're serious, and then deliver the content for the remainder of the balance. Make your custom content the most expensive content that you sell, and everything else, it really has to be a personal decision based on your demand for your content. So just remember that. I'm not sure if anybody has ever spoken to you about demand and pricing your content, but I look at all this like, I don't look at it emotionally. And I think a lot of women do, like, oh, this is my body, this is blah, blah, blah. You're agreeing to be in this business, and now you need to make business decisions based on how much money you can and should be making. So that is why I kind of went on a tangent there about that. What I do is I kind of study supply and demand and just sales funnels and things like that, and I think that's why I've been pretty successful here. So you need to go look at creators in your niche, in your level of notoriety, and see what they're charging, and then go back to your own personal comfort level and kind of take it from there, meet somewhere in the middle. Remember, PPV pricing should always be lower than your tip menu pricing. Tip menu is going to be a la carte, so they want it when they want it. PPV, you're pricing it to sell. You're sending it out, you want people to buy it at that moment. So just remember that. PPV, mass messages, lower price than tip menu. Always put things on your tip menu about $10 higher. That's what I like to do. All right, guys, I hope this video gave you some more insight on how I run my actual OnlyFans, behind the paywall, and how I interact with my subscribers and price my content. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Check out my new try-on channel that is strictly dedicated to marketing for my OnlyFans. And last but not least, make sure to subscribe to my Fansly to ask me questions one-on-one. I'd love to work with you. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Bye.